Attention, attention, attention! This is the Town Net of the day. I am your net controller, Tina number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign phonetically. You may begin. Oh, and the net is being recorded for training purposes. You may begin.
Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Okay, we got Sheng here. Anyone else? Check in, check in, check in. This is the Town MP of the day. Anyone want to check in? Check in, check in. Please come now, check in. Well, what happened to everyone? It is now nappy time. Check in, check in, check in.
Team number 4, Lima Echo India.
Tenet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Anyone else? Anyone else? It is now 4:30 sharp. So this is the official call out for Nepi. Come in now. So quiet. One more call, one more call. Anyone want to check in? Okay, we'll begin. So this is Nepi. I have been playing with that GPT and I told it a lot of things and trying to get it to write me something. So I posted the file online. You can take a look if you have not yet. It's quite nice. I find that it's much less robotic or AI vibe, like the way it talks, much more like human. And yeah, the way it writes, it's so much nicer. So we're talking about the ghost stuff. So we can continue on that topic a bit. And well, let's do a warm up round so everyone get a chance to talk, bring up stuff, and let's see if anyone else want to join, right? So you can bring in any topics or even updates of things going on your end. Let's go. Team number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Good morning, Cedron. Updates. Yesterday I had a hectic day. Got home really late, and my computer. I'm pretty sure it was really badly hacked because I've been hacked a few times, and so I did another reset, which with a repair built in. So it's working again now. Hopefully it's not going to get hacked again. I might have to take it to an IT shop to get properly, looked at. I just did a div. For the first row for the house, I got XXO, second row OXX, and third row OOO. So everything's good. in the house for now. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you about the ghost. So back to you. And I haven't had a chance to look at that document. It sounds good. TNet number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Your div, let's confirm. So XXO, OXX, and triple O. Is that correct?
Yes, Adrian, that's correct.
So you probably already got hit. Something's bad on the surface, and also something bad inside. But the last one, the triple O, is like it's something bad might happen. So that could be. Well, it's okay. Like you don't need to really dig into it, maybe because it's not something that God can deal with. But your luck is not so good, and it could be related to the the hacking issue. So your luck manifests and become that problem. Well, I'm not sure why you get hacked, but I remember you do like some Bitcoin, crypto, something like that. Maybe those sources that you went to and lead to some suspicious stuff. I don't know. But yeah, it's scary when you get hacked because you never know the power of the hacker. Sometimes they dig into places where like even your format, your computer, it will be not working. Like the virus that is planted is inside somewhere that you can't just format and then get rid of it. It doesn't work all the time. So yeah, it's pretty bad. So let's hope you not get another round of that. And also remind you to try that Malwarebytes. That one is pretty good. Scanning malwares. Okay. Anyway, so going back to the ghost. Yeah. Today with that document. Actually, if you don't know yet, I'm using the newest GPT because they released GPT-5 already. And wow, I was amazed, like the way it works. It's fast, like there's no like a lot of wait time. And it the most important thing is it's not as dumb. Like with the old GPT, you talk to it and then try to like educate it. And after like a lot of messages back and forth, it will forget things and then it make up stuff. GPT-5 don't have that issue. It's very stable. It's like a human where you talk to it like and then it just remember everything. So far it is like that and it doesn't go weird. So I'm very amazed about that. And I was like doing a scripture book translation. So in the past, I would have to like do, let's say, a few pages of the scripture, and then I give it a few more pages, and then a few more pages, and then eventually you're done. It's very hectic. But this time, I was like giving it a challenge. I gave it the whole thing in one go. It was a lot of text, and it can actually like remove all the Samnonese and keep the Chinese, and then put the English translation line by line, and everything is perfect. Wow, I was like, it's so fast. Like there's no wait time. It's so fast and it is so accurate. I try to like review the answer, and I have nothing to change. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So now doing the again, it's like going to be much easier. Anyway, let's move on. TN number 4, Lima Echo India.
Tenyet number 4, Lima Echo India, Sajang Gichang, and anyone on the net. Yeah, what I got today is today I think I'm gonna do my MMs and write the Daijifu. I think I'm gonna start the Daijifu first. So I already got like my table ready, the stamp. So after that, I'm probably gonna like right now I'm probably grab a snack, and then after the net. I'm just going ahead and go for it and write the food. And yeah, that's what I got going on planned today. And yeah, speaking of Chung, I have quite like I've been hacked before myself. Still, there's this. I have my other email where most of the scam stuff happened. Like I remember when I applied for a job on Indeed, I got scammed, and they got my social security and all that, and they tried to send me a fake check, and yeah, luckily I gave it to the. I asked the bank to check it out before like cashing anything out, or else I would have my money gone. Yeah. And then I got like luckily they caught that, but a couple years ago I got my bank account hacked before, and the scary part is like when I was working at warehouse, I didn't really have any money. I only had like $50 in the bank or 300 at the max, and still if they hack your bank account, like they was withdrawing thousands of dollars. And so my bank account, it doesn't matter if you got money or not. So yeah, they withdraw like a couple thousand out, and it become like a negative something thousand. Yeah, that was pretty scary. I had to freeze my bank account because yeah, even if you have no money, they'll still withdraw money from it. It becomes a negative, and you end up owing the bank. That's pretty scary. So yeah, I don't think malware and stuff is gonna work. Like once they set the program in, it's gonna keep on looting the bank account and stuff like that. That's what happened to me. I say I don't know. Get a new bank account, start fresh, and then all the email and stuff, like start new, and all the website, like all the whatever suspicious website, like you gotta be aware and stop going to that if there is any. And yeah, that was a pretty scary moment for me. Tinya, number 4, Lima Echo India.
Yeah, suspicious website. There's a lot. One of them that I heard is the porn site. People say that there's like a lot of stuff going on with the porn site, like a lot of hacking and whatever things at the back. So I always tell people, like, don't touch those stuff. It's dangerous. It's already like well known on YouTube, and people educate everyone about it. And of course, things related to like the quick and easy way of earning money or whatever, right? Like get slim fast or something, lose how many pounds in 10 days, right? And then they like promote a very suspicious product, like, oh, this is like some tropical seed or whatever blend, and you drink this in 10 days you slim down like this much. Whenever things are like kind of too good to be true, it's always a way for hackers to sneak in and do their things. So always avoid those things. And I'm sure everyone would be like, no, you should be smart enough to know. But always good to bring it up again, and just in case, like whenever you are looking at things, even for investment, sometimes, when it's too good to be true, there could be something. Okay, let's move on. And oh, by the way, that really the topic for the ghosts, for looting the soul, like why the ghosts would loot and how it works. So let's go. Tina number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tina number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Well, pertaining to the ChatGTP, I actually use the free versions I run, and I use a couple others as well, like DeepSeek and Claude. DeepSeek is like a Chinese AI system. It's pretty cool. I don't know if it rivals ChatGTP, but it's free and it's pretty decent. And Claude, I like Claude because you can actually use pictures for it to analyze, and it's not too far from ChatGTP. It's just that one is free to some degree as well. And I'm definitely want to know more about the letter that we probably need to do for the Ghost Month. I know we probably spoke about it, but I just can't remember right now. But we did speak about it from from Nets A this morning. And the MMs, yes, I haven't actually done my MMs. I only have the goal and silver paper. So I'll probably have to wait until I get the other stuff. until I could actually put together the package. So that's the next thing there. And the hacking stuff, that's pretty horrible. It's you definitely need to be aware of the different false emails they'll send you, or all these stupid stuff they'll try to get you to click on, especially when they're trying to sell a lot of the products and services. It's always scammers trying to just bait you into click so they could get your information. And this is Tenny at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay, let's do a call out. Anyone want to check in? Anyone want to join? Please come now. Okay, we'll continue. These days there are so many scam email, scam SMS, scam WhatsApp. Wow, so many of those. Like I have been receiving some of these as well, and they're like random ladies with hot chick pictures, and they will like add you and say, "Oh, are you free?" It's so crazy, and I'm like, "Oh, whoa, delete." Like these things are still around. Even as an old trick is still around. Anyway, I have used all that AI that Chung just said, and I ditched them all. So I go back to ChatGPT. You said like analyze the picture. Yeah, ChatGPT can do that too. Like it was a feature long time ago, so not new already. DeepSeek is in deep shit right now. Like Hong is in China, so he was like really using DeepSeek a lot, right? But he was like, nah, I'm not using it anymore. Like, think about it. Someone in China, they are ditching it. It's so shitty. Why? Because the government has already dipped their hand into DeepSeek. And now, like, Tino was trying to use that. And like, he's like, damn, like every few messages, it will tell you, oh, what you're talking about is not aligned with like it's superstitious, it's not aligned with the whatever kind of thinking, it's not healthy, and it's kind of like propaganda, want to like lead you back to the way she to think, and it has a lot of those things. So eventually he gets so mad about it. He's like, I'm not using this anymore. Yeah, it's stupid. So there are also Chinese people reviewing DeepSeek, and they have been saying that it's getting very dumb. Like you try to answer some question, and it even get like math questions wrong, and it's so weird. So they said, yeah, it's like a hype, and now it's like so many problems is showing up, and no one likes it anymore. So it's kind of like dying. GPT-5 is actually the new one that just got released recently, and it was tested, and it beats every single AI out there, like on the spec, right, on the numbers, and it was like especially super crazy at medical skills and at programming. Like it was like super accurate, and it can write programs in seconds, way better than the old one. So yeah, it was quite amazing. It is free too. Like you can use the GPT-5 free, but if you pay, they of course get better. I have a pay version because I use that for actual work, and I think it's worth it. Like those features, wow! If you want to pay someone to edit your book, we tried it. Back then we hired someone on Fiverr, and it cost like $100 something to review the book, and they kind of like edit it manually, but it's still not really good compared to like the GPT working on it. So yeah, it's expensive. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Unit number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Yeah, and that thus leads the way to I know a large percentage of people in such kind of professions losing their jobs. I think it'll make humans either get really good or better than AI, or there's going to be a lot of people out of work because it's just cheaper and easier, isn't it? And better quality. I use ChatGPT 5 now just to help me if I'm writing my story. It's pretty good. You tell it what you want and give it a detailed outline of what I want to happen in the chapter, and then click a button and it's done. It's so good. You still have to go and edit it and change things around and add stuff, but it's pretty good quality. And I also trained it to talk to me as Shung Sifu, and it has kind of digested my blog posts, and I also got it to look at and understand the Tinyat Dragon website, plus whatever else I've told it. So now it kind of has an idea about everything. Not everything, but ideas that we talk about in the school and in the lineage. It's not school, in the lineage, yeah, you can talk to it, and it plays the role of in the beginning I asked it to be like a senior in the lineage, advising me about stuff. So that's the kind of way I wanted it to talk about things. But yeah, it's okay. But I usually don't talk through in that mode. I usually just do it for story stuff. But I was wondering whether it would be worth asking it to make a div, like a tic-tac-toe, like the nine boxes div reporting thing. And so you just input the first row, second row, third row, the X or O, and then it could come up with a interpretation. But then that's not going to work, is it? Because we don't want a robotic interpretation. Anyway, back to you, Tina. Number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Interpretation is never to be done by the computer. Okay, so because every time you div, you're communicating with your God, and the God can be talking about other things. So you need to learn to listen and not have the computer do the work. But the idea of the div reporting, I had that before, and I thought like it would be a good idea to have some like quick app, like you can just click. Like you can imagine if we want to report the 6 line and the Dragon Chi and all that, right? Like there are boxes, and you just click the line, like that box, and it turns to like a yang or a yum line, and you click, like click 6 times, and it will turn to the setup that you want, and then you can share and export it as a JPEG. That would be easier for everyone to report their div compared to like taking a picture of the cards, right? This one will be like more cool. I leave it to Hong to do it, but he said he don't have time now, so he's like busy with the work and stuff. So well, maybe later. Yeah, that would be a fun idea. Maybe Lei can work on it. Lei is good at that stuff too. So talking about the ghost topic again. So let's dig into the basics again. Okay, a ghost is not your soul, but it is made from soul. So let's say the bread is made from flour. Okay, bread is made from flour, right? So ghost is made out of soul chi. Okay, and when we use our negative soul, we create the ghost, and this ghost sticks around, and it has a D2 black property. Its job is to suck or attract the Yun Sun, which is the D1 essence to come over. When the essence comes over and it is what the soul need, meaning that the soul is fed, then the soul is neutralized. I mean, the ghost is neutralized, and it is not a ghost anymore. Like the ghost is dead. And so when you feed a ghost the D1, which becomes the D3, right? When you feed it that kind of stuff, like let's say a Yun Sun, right? Provide the light, and the ghost absorb the light. Imagine white goes into black. What happened? Well, the black will eventually be filled and neutralized into gray, right? Like gray is like when you add the white into the black, and then it becomes like half. So when it's half gray, like a rock, like a stone, it doesn't move anymore. So when these stones are there, they are like ghost that is dead, right? And the dead stuff is then like they are not like active. They don't float around. They don't anything. We call them another word. We call them jim. Okay, they're like what's that word again? I forgot the English word suddenly. Asteroid? The stone or rock in space. Yeah. Okay, so when our ghosts become like that, okay, like a stone, a rock, it becomes like that in our ghost altar. And so we call them jim. There's another word like in Chinese called jim instead of like guai. Okay, anyway, my timer's up. Let's go. Tina number 4, Lima Echo India.
Pinyat number 4, Lima Echo India. Yes, John. Yeah. That's quite on the ghost stuff. That's so. Yeah, that's crazy. Speaking of the GPT thing, yeah, I haven't tried it myself. Like this weekend and stuff, I've been trying to clean up the house. So, I can't wait to give it a try. The 5. For the app thing, I might same with me. I unsubscribed to the GPT. So once like budget is good again, I might subscribe again and play around and see what I can do. The J to turn into a export to a JPEG and stuff. That's quite a nice idea. And I was trying to work on the MNs, like taking out the papers and stuff. So I kind of blank out about the ghost stuff because I was wondering something else. I know the 3 kind, like the Yunbo and Yunbo and the 3 Kai-Chin, we use the RC stamp and a Daewon stamp. Because I just got the new stamp, so I'm not sure which is which. The gold and the silver and the 5 color. Is that using the Samlaw stamp? I kind of wonder. Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India.
Okay, you have a pen and paper? Because you will forget. So write it down. You got a pen?
Yes, John.
Okay. So the Kai-Chin. Okay, the Kai-Chin is the RC stamp and then the Daewon stamp. The Kai-Chin is the RC on top, Daewon on the bottom. The Yunbo is the opposite. Okay, the top is Daewon, the bottom is RC. For the gold and silver, you have to go to the back of the page and then you stamp the RC stamp, okay, in the center. The 5 color robes, you fold it like in the center, fold once so you get the center line. Then you stamp with the RC stamp in the center. So that, yeah, every one of them is RC stamp or RC plus Day Wong. You don't need the Samlo stamp. Okay, the RC stamp represent the center peak. So it can be for the Tin Yat headquarters, or it can be for the Tin Yat Palace. And all the stuff, worshipping stuff, is all related to the Tin Yat Palace. So you will use this stamp. Also, for the letters at the end, you have to stamp the RC and then your minister stamp as well. Okay, the minister stamp is like on top of your name. So yeah. Okay, so let's see if you get it. Do you copy? Back to you.
Yes, Sir John. So the letter is the RC stamp on the very top corner, and then the bottom corner is the minister stamp with my signature. And the kiting is RC stamp on the top, Day Wong in the bottom, and then the Yunbo is the opposite, where the Day Wong is on the top, RC in the bottom. The gold and silver is in the back is the RC stamp, and then the 5 color. So the RC stamp. I know before we was cutting out sleeves. Now do we just cut it in, like we don't cut it anymore. We just fold it in half. Back to you.
Yeah, you can just fold it in half. That's fine too. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. Well, there's supposed to be a way to fold it into like a robe, but for simple and easy, just fold it in half is fine. Okay. So yeah, now you got it. Okay. I'll get back into the ghost thing a bit. So now again, your ghost that you created by using the soul chi, right? So you're like asking yourself, oh, what do I do? What should I eat? And you created, because you're thinking, the negative soul created is there goes the ghost. And the ghost will attract the D1 essence over. So when the D1 essence is coming over, right, that's D3. When that thing is grabbed, like it tangles into the ghost, right? The ghost eats it. It becomes like D4 stage. And then it goes down into the local. So at the D4 stage is like when your ghost is being fed. The ghost, if the ghost is fulfilled, we say the ghost is neutralized and it becomes a rock. And the rock will sink down to the bottom of the ocean. And the ocean is the water zone, which is like the ghost altar is like above the cloud, but it's like in outer space, right? So below the ghost altar is the ground, the land, right? So it's below that. So it drops down to here, the water zone, which is the local. That's the water. So when the ghost become a rock, right, becomes an asteroid, it starts to come down into the local. And when we have it in the heart, then we feel that idea. So now, going back to your famous book, Journey to the West, you might now understand a little bit more the metaphor about why there's a monkey king that is born from a rock. Yeah, it was a metaphor, right? It was like there was once an idea, and the idea was like, what should I do? You know, and that becomes the ghost, right? And then there's like a lot of the essence collected, right? The Yunsan just fed this ghost, and the ghost just came down to this world, become a rock. And the rock is like inside the system, right? So when it has like the right timing, the rock explodes. So that's like when we manifest. So it's kind of like saying you have a desire, right? And that this desire becomes like, oh yeah, so many ideas, and then you have enough ideas, and then you explode and manifest to reality and try to like actually do it, and then you become that monkey, very alive and going around manifesting what you have got from the pre-heaven. Yeah, so the whole thing was a metaphor. Okay, now you know. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. I didn't know Journey to the West was a metaphor. I thought it was a lot of folk tale that involved a lot of the superstition that the ancient people from that time was passing around. And when it's a superstition, not necessarily mean that it is hinged on ignorance or just make believe. And I thought it had some form of misinterpretation of information. Like some of those villages that are void of technology, like these pygmies in Venezuela, where they're completely isolated, and the minute they see a plane, they become like a cargo cult. So they misinterpret what this is. I didn't know the entire story was created from a metaphorical standpoint. So that means a lot of the metaphors that they were using were the internal process of how the insan sends the essence, and it cycles through the 9-star theory. Well, with that being said, Sajran, I'm having a tough time grasping the soul itself, because if the soul chi mixes with the ghost, and then it goes to D1, and from D1 it goes down, and D1 actually goes to D3, because D1 and D3 is the same thing, and then it goes to D4 and it becomes the asteroid because it becomes heavy. At what point does it become, let's say, like a ghost that you would find in a cemetery? Obviously, you become that stage because the person passed away. But if somebody passes away, does it still go through the same process, or is it something different? Back to you, Tenet number.
Okay, before I begin, anyone want to check in? Check in. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so ghost is like the way we describe it. When you use that soul chi, the negative chi, to create that ghost, is like when you have a desire and stuff like that, you kind of make a ghost out of your soul chi, right? That's a ghost. When people die, they all become a ghost because there's still a bunch of soul chi at that form, right? That state. So there are like different kinds of ghosts, but they're all categorized as ghosts. So let's talk about the kind of ghosts, like when you die, right? So when you die, your soul is going away from your body because your body can't take it anymore. Your body dies out. So your soul goes back to the Yunsan, and then it comes back down. And then when it tries to come back down, your body is not here. It's trying to find, where should I go to? And your soul is like, cannot find home, right? So it goes back up and trying to like report back to the Yunsan. Now, the problem comes when it try to go back up, it reaches your ghost altar, and the ghost altar, if it's like too yippy, right? Too much bad stuff, then the negative soul is very heavy. It prevents you from floating upward back to the Yunsan. So it goes down into the water zone where we are here. So during this phase, like if you are like these kind of ghosts, you're not completely a ghost yet, because you gotta be going into the ghost altar and stay there. Then you're like purely in the negative. Now you're a ghost. But the problem comes because you are being pushed down again. So you're kind of like not really a ghost yet. You're in the state of like that rock, right? But you're not exactly a rock because you have consciousness. And well, you're like a rock because at this phase you didn't have your ability to move as a ghost. So you're like pushed down back here, and what you feel like exactly is, imagine you being tied up, okay? Like someone put you in a cage, right? And then they throw you into the ocean and then you float around. That's how it feels like. So you are in this water zone, which actually does feel like water, like the ocean to the ghost. So it really does feel like, you go up and you're kind of like, oh, I'm like, my head's kind of going up there, almost, and then something just dropped you back down. It's like there's weight on your foot that drops you back into the ocean. During this phase, the exact feeling that you will have and experience is very simple. It feels like you're in a dream, and the dream is like a nightmare. You're like being dragged or sink down the ocean, and you feel like first it would be like some light, and then it's dark, and then after a bit of like blackness, it becomes like there's light around, and then there's like all kinds of different colors of like very blurry lights around, and you're hearing sound as well as you go down, kind of like like those underwater sounds, kind of like that. And so what you're trying to do is like, I don't know what I'm doing, but like you remember from your past life, or I mean like before you die. So you have memory, and that's the freaky thing. I know about what life is, I know what drowning is, and I have memory, and now I'm in this shitty place, I don't know where I'm going. So what you will do is like you try to like feel around, and then try to like go to wherever there's light, right? So you are in a state where we call 尋聲附感, meaning like you're going around to like where there is sound, you want to go there, and where there's light, you want to go there. It's like, like maybe someone around, so you want to go around and see, right? So you try to like go, but the problem is you cannot. Like you're in the ocean and you cannot move your body, and you're just like floating around, and you're being moved by the current of the ocean, which is actually the chi flow in this world. Scary shit. So it's like if Lei, is like taking his blower and then like, blowing around with the magic tool, right? That's a big current. So if the ghost is around, they can't move, you blow, they're like, it's kind of like you got spun around by a very huge force in the ocean, and you can't move. You just experience all that crap. It's very scary. So being a what we call wandering ghost or a water ghost, which is like this type, is very bad. It's like you die, you cannot become a real ghost, and you're here witnessing this nightmare which you cannot escape. Yeah, and you're not alone. There will be other people. So yeah. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Yeah, this is fascinating stuff. The asteroid thing is interesting. So when we have a thought about something, thoughts are ghosts. Is that kind of the idea that you're saying? And when a thought is fulfilled, in like from the essence from the Yun Sun comes down, then is that also like when it manifests into something that we do, or like in the nine star theory, where we have a thought and we it manifests into like a D5 or D6 inside us. What is that in terms of the in terms of what you're describing. Is that it not becoming a stone, or is that part of the expression? I'm a bit confused. Sorry. The Journey to the West stuff is cool. I posted a link on in line of the opening credits to Monkey Magic, which has a really cool rock scene at the very beginning. It's pretty legendary. When I was a kid, that show was on TV every night. There was Monkey Magic was one of my favorite shows. Yeah. Yep. Back to you. TNet number 4, Sierra Golf.
Okay. Well, talking about the rock, the asteroid, it is related to the Ninth Star, of course, because we're talking about that all along. So what happened is when the ghosts carry the essence from the Yun Sun, right? So it's like at the outer space area, it has to come down, right? So the thing goes like so your ghost is at the outer space, it's D2, right? The D1 is the Yun Sun. So the Yun Sun beam the stuff over. So D3, right? And when D4 is like your ghost is swallowing the essence and becoming the rock. So that's D4. So what happened is that thing becomes so heavy, the rock becomes heavy, it comes down and into our local, and then it drops on you. So it drops into your energy body. And when it reaches the heart, it becomes the D5, and then it goes into your lower system, become the D6. So when we say the rock has dropped into the ocean, it's like that thing came down and it's inside your energy body and it's at the bottom. Okay. So what happened is you will feel like I got it, like that feeling. Like you try to think of an idea for a blog post, right? And so you have a ghost, right? Now, the time when the rock actually came down, it's like you have a lot of confidence about an idea, and then you have like the urge inside. It's like, I really know what I have to do now. That feeling, like I really got it. I got it, right? Yes. And you're like so ready to make it physically, to type it out. That's the time when you have rock. Now, when you have too much rock, that is a problem, right? Why? Because the rock is like blocking the way. The water cannot come down. Like it cannot come out. It's got too yippy. So these rock, you need them, but if you have too much rock and they don't explode, then there will be a problem. It's stuck the path. So the rock is like it helps you to build up the internal pressure. You can say like that. Okay. So you can imagine this. If we have like a elastic container, like a tire is elastic, right? And we have filled that up with water. Okay. So it's like set at a certain pressure, right? So if you don't add anything, the pressure remains the same. But if you keep like putting rocks inside, yet the amount of water is the same. So what happened, right? So that pushes the water to become more pressurized inside the same space. And eventually it has to stretch the wall, right? So if you have more rocks to the point that is enough to break that thing, then boom, you manifest. So yeah, if you like you have like a thin wall, right? Then it's like, yeah, you easily want to do manifest already. But if your wall is strong, then you can hold on to more rocks before you actually output. So yeah, the rock is D6. It's inside there, building up pressure, collecting the ideas. It's kind of like what Cheng was saying, like don't act based on your emotion, kind of like, You can go through it yourself, kind of break it down and analyze it more, and then save it inside yourself. All that feeling in the gut, that's the rock. Okay. Tier number 4, Lima Echo India.
Vignette number 4, Lima Echo India. Yes, so that's pretty fascinating on the like the water ghosts, like how like they're just drifting through the chi of this world. So yeah, that's I would imagine that's a pretty scary feeling. It feel like helplessness, uh yeah, and like they get blown so easily and they don't know what's going on, and like it seems like they're blind, and uh or no, they can actually see light and sound, but it seems like they're just trying to figure it out. They don't know what to do, or like there's nothing they can do. Yeah, that was a pretty scary feeling, actually. But I was watching before a few, like I don't know, like a TV show, like kind of like spooky ghost story, something like that. And I can't remember, is it Chinese or something, but there's like there's like water ghosts in those like horror KJs like I watched before. Uh, it seems like they have a misconception, like they live in the water, and then you go by the lake, and then they grab your leg and drown you, or you uh, like you're just drinking a glass of water, and the water goes like right in there or in the bathtub, and then they drown you with it, like you choke on the water, or you choke it, like your head get choked in the bathtub. I was kind of wondering, is that also like a thing, as well, a real thing, or is just like a TV show, and or is it like or is that like some kind of evil god, or a different type of ghost that does that? Kenya number 4, Lima Echo India.
Okay. um, so we can talk about it this way. First of all, um, it is very scary because it's like a nightmare that you cannot wake up from. Like you can just sleep, and there's no option of like, oh, let me just suicide and die, bite my tongue. You can't do that anymore. So there's no escape. You can just enjoy the process. That's a scary thing. Okay. Now, the second thing is, if you look at like how like our world in D8 and their world in D6, we're overlapping, but we don't share anything. So what we see here is different from what they see there, right? So we have a building, we have an aircraft, they don't see any of that. And the light and sound is not our light and sound, it's their light and sound, right? So yeah. So imagine like you take a sword finger and you swing it around, right? Like what they see is like a bunch of fire going around in the air. Like that's what they see. That's our magic power is like fire to them, right? So if you like in D6 look at a person doing magic, you don't see the person, but you'll see like, a lot of crazy chi and light going everywhere. It's like really crazy. So, wow, what's going on? It's very scary. But yeah. So now here's the thing. If your ghost altar, I mean the yeep, the bad stuff in the ghost altar is the weight that push you down, right? If you don't have enough of that soul chi that helps you float back up, what happened, right? Like, why do these ghosts want to loot the yang soul, the positive soul? Is because the positive soul, if you consume them in small amount, it will allow them to float. So if you are playing a game, right, And the game is like you're inside the water and you have to like eat this little chi fragment. And if you like eat a bit, you kind of float back up. If you don't eat, you sink down. It's kind of like a game, right? So eventually, the only way out is to eat those things and float up, float up, float up. And you're kind of like, okay, it's getting higher, it's getting higher, it's getting higher, right? So, so eventually, you want to do that to float up to where you're supposed to go. Everyone would have that desire. It's like how we drown in water. We want to float back up, right? Same thing. But if you cannot grab on those things or you give up, then what happened? You sink lower and lower and lower, right? So what if you sink so low? Then eventually you reach to the point where it's like our subway station, underground structure buildings, and then eventually the ocean, right? And then eventually the other waters. So yeah, you will be like crashing down lower and lower and lower because you become so negative, right? Like your so chi up there is not helpful. You keep having all the bad crap pushing you down and you don't have anything to make you float. So the only way is you sink down. And eventually you will sink down to places like our ocean, underneath the ocean, right? And you see, like the ocean is a wet, dark, and cold environment, right? So eventually you want to stay there. It's like, yeah, this is like much better than up there. Yeah, let's not go back up there, right? So yeah, inside the ocean, there's a lot of these ghosts, right? And they become very negative. They become an other type of like mindset. Instead of like I want to eat the yang so and go up, right? It's like, yeah, I just like to stay around this place, and then they become like that. So let's move on. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenured number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Well, Sajwan, Lee Se-hong brought up a really interesting point. So, do spirits or e-gods live like in like places like lakes or forests? I know like ghosts will stay there because in their world it's actually darkness, and when we're seeing light. But do some of them actually stay in those locations? And do they have any type of physical ability like in D8 to move stuff? I did remember you say if you're seeing stuff, that means it's already inside of you. It's too late. Well, not too late, but they're already inside of you. And if you're feeling it, it's outside of you. Like you're making mistakes, you're dropping stuff is around you. And you can also feel like goosebumps by sensing them like that as well. But what about like people who say stuff like they're seeing stuff moving or seeing stuff levitating or it moving physical objects, all those type of crazy reports and stuff? Is that just a trick of the mind when the e-god or the ghost or the spirit has gone into them, or there is some entities that have the power to move physical objects in D8? Tenet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
No, the ghosts don't have any interaction with D8. No interaction at all. They're in their world. They don't see anything here. Okay. Just like we don't see them. So yeah. If you're in the water zone floating around, you're not going to have the ability to move yet. But over a period of time, when you drop down so low to where like our ocean is, then you basically go under our ground, like the actual land level, right? So if you drop down into like the deep ocean level, that's where things change, because you like enter a new zone and you become like super negative. It's kind of like a transition. So instead of being in that middle stage of like I am about to become a ghost, to now is like I am stuck in this new area, right? So This new area is actually what we call like we label it the D9 area, and in this D9 area is another world where like all the ghosts that kind of gave up going up, gave up the idea of going up and eating and looting. And so what happened is you enter a new world, and there is a kind of like a world that has a bunch of settlements like ghosts. And these ghosts we call Yim Yip One. They're like very yippy, right? So these ghosts, they are like angry, always complaining, and very violent. It's kind of like very ill, like super ill ghosts, and they are just like that because of that property right there, and they become like super mad, sad, ill all the time. It's imagine like you enter like those mental hospital, but it's like even worse because there's no care, right? So so there when you ill enough, you become like there's a shift in your mental, like forget your past, and you start to become a new kind of person, like you change, and you become in this group where like the D9 world is. And in the D9 world it's very freaky, but you don't find yourself freaky because like everyone is like that. So these are the ones suffering in this zone, and time actually goes very slow. A D9 is a very fast moving dimension in terms of like quote quote energy. But if you're living in D9, then you feel the opposite. So everything is like slow motion. It's like you're watching a movie and you put it on like 0.25x, right? But to us, it's not slow. To us, it's fast. Like we look at them, they are like phew 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 phew. Like, it's kind of like we look outside the window of a subway, or like yeah, subway, right? So you look outside and it's moving so fast, and all the things is like streaks, right? That's kind of like that. So if we look into D9, they look like light beams, like beaming around, but they're actually like mega slow in their world. So you have a slow, suffering, ailing society of ghosts right there. And people, what they do all the time right there in this place is they love to ill, curse, complain, and then beat each other's up, and it's kind of like a hell. A lot of ye gods like to go here. Yeah, the ye gods like to go here and then grab people to turn them into like monsters, like slaves. So it's pretty scary. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf. Tier number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Unit number 4, Sierra to Golf. Sorry, my phone yeah, has issues when I try to pick it up and use it. Yeah, that's really fascinating about them. The other realm kind of below us. It kind of reminds me of ideas of maybe that's what they mean when they talk about the underworld in different contexts. And the idea, I think there's an idea of like I think they call them the angry gods or whatever. I think it might be in the Buddhist cosmology. There's one of the sections of their world where there's like the angry, like I think the asuras. Anyway, that pretty interesting. That interesting that there's the below level stuff. Regarding the ocean, I was wondering if we're looking to say recruit ghosts or to get their energy that we could possibly use in our altar or in our magic or in the lineage. Are there things you could do where you go literally to where the ocean is, and just like catch some, like go fishing. Like what's to stop you from just like seizing some of them? You know, that's what I guess that's what the e-gods are doing too to them, isn't it? But I guess if they were being brought to the lineage, then they would be processed, and you know, they would have an opportunity of ascending. So you think they'd see it as a great opportunity being given to them, salvation. Yeah. So why couldn't you just get a ton of them? You know, if you wanted to. Just wondering. TNet number 4, Sierra Hotel Golf.
Well, the thing is, if you want to turn ghosts into what we call the yumping, the negative, the troops, right? You're not gonna like John here. Let me grab John over and turn him into a soldier. No, it's not like that. You have to kill John, break him up into powder, and then turn him into something else later. Yeah. So they actually die. Okay. You don't just like, yo, come over here, man. We're gonna like give you food and then give you a gun and you become a soldier. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So whenever we do exorcism, or we like, you know, you go kill ye crap, those things that you kill, they go to your altar, and your landlord's supposed to neutralize them, or the court will neutralize them, which means they kill them, and then they turn them back into like the soul chi. Now we use the soul chi to create an other being in D6 for us to use, and that way they do not have any memory of whatever happened in the past. They won't ill. They won't have like, you know, the issues that they had before. And you mentioned the angry ghost thing. Well, I can't say exactly it is, but it is close. Just that we'd use different terminology. And in a way, you can say when a ghost have more and more of the yum hei, which is the negative soul, right? The more negative it is, the heavier it is, and the lower it has to go in this water zone. And once you pass the water zone of like, you know, where we have air, okay? If the ghost, let's say this, if the ghost enter like the cloud and then down, right? That's where we have air, right? We can breathe. To them, it's like water. So they float, right? But once you pass our water line where like the ocean is, they enter the water of us. To them, that's dry land. That's like the zone that they can actually move. They can be free, and they have a moving area that they can actually walk around. So if the ghosts enter that zone, why would they want to go back up? Right? Like there's water above your head. Do you want to go back up? Like it's so suffering. We enter here already. We're not going anywhere, right? So that's why a lot of the ghosts choose to stay in D9, because they don't want to go back up. It's so suffering, right? It's like human float to space and then float back to the sun. You're not going to do that, right? So they don't want to go back up. And ye gods will go to the D9 and contact the ghosts and kind of like grab people to work. And they will say, you know, we can save you, bring you up to another world above, which is, you know, the ghost world. So yeah, that's like a dream for everyone. So they would work for ye gods, and that's why, like the ye gods control like gangsters, right? They control a bunch of these so-called angry ghosts, and yeah, that's how it works. So now you know. Tier number 4, Lima Echo, India.
TNet number 4, Lima Echo, India. Yes, and the whole process is pretty scary. So I understand Sajan said before, like in the D6 world, the color is like black and everybody's glowing. Um, but if you sync all the way to like D9, I wonder what does everybody look like? Are they still glowing, or like what does the world like look like? Is it like pitch black and stuff glowing, or it's just like yeah, in runes? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering. Uh, Kenya number 4 Lima Echo India.
Uh, so in D6, right, it's not pitch black. Your idea is like everyone is in a room and we're all like glow stick. No, it's not like that. Okay, it's not pitch black. In D6, to us, okay, to us it's black, right? But to them, it's kind of like a whirl, like here, exactly. So there is like brightness around that is like created by the soul chi that is floating around. So there is light, okay? Like you will see the world is kind of like it's lit, and you're glowing as in like you exist and you can see yourself. That's glowing. It's not like you're like a lantern or a glow stick, okay? Not that kind of glowing. It's like the monitor. You can see a person on the screen that's glowing, right? It's not like you have a flashlight kind of glowing. So yeah, when you are a ghost in D6, you feel like you're living here, like exactly like here. Just that the fact that you can make things out of thin air and then you can like flash around and teleport and things like that, right? But it's kind of like in the movie, the KJ, they have those special effect, right? So like while the guy is like walking, he can teleport and then fly to somewhere else, right? Like that. But everything else look really just like real, like here. Okay. So like you don't feel like it's a game, something very different. No, it's not. Okay. Now when you are going through um the cloud layer and down here, right? You passes through this layer. So let's say the cloud level, like our cloud level, right? That is a wall of fire. Yeah, it's very scary. So once you're dead, right? You will like kind of go up, 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 and then you reach the cloud level, right? Now the thing is, you're supposed to have enough of that positive soul, and then it just like pushes you through that fire. So when you're there, you feel yourself. It's like you felt whoosh, and then suddenly brightness, and then you enter the D6. Okay, so that is the D7 line where our hell is, and it's like cloud level, right? Our cloud level. So when you pass that fire, you go up and become a ghost in D6. Now, if you cannot go up there, the fire actually stops you and then it pushes you back down. So you keep sinking and going away from the fire. And the fire is like the light from above. So imagine you're like in the movie, you're in the ocean, and then on top, the surface of the ocean is like a very strong light, or maybe like a burning oil, something like that. So you cannot really go up, and you look up and it's like, wow, it's bright, but I can't go up there. So you keep sinking down, sinking down, sinking down, right? And you wish to have a chance to go up and like kind of get out of here, but you don't know why. You just keep sinking down. So if you gave up chewing up on like the yang soul, right? So now you're in the D8 area, and then you go down, down, and then there's a point where like you reach the bottom of our D8 zone, which is like where we have our ocean. Then you enter that D9 zone. So in D9 zone, right, when you like it's a dry area, like dry, there's no water, right, for them. So for them, like in our water, to them is like empty space. So they have their land and everything right there, right? So they can settle down if they want to. But if they look up the sky, they are looking they are looking at like another level of water, and it's close to when we look up into space and there's like a little bit of like cloud around. It looks like that. Okay, but instead of cloud, it's a flowing light, like northern light. So if you are inside the D9 area and you look up there, it's like you're looking at a lot of flowing light, like those northern light, and it's always like greenish, purplish, bluish, greenish, that kind of color. There's no sunlight, there's no brightness, there's no white light over there. So the whole place looked kind of like green, dark, uh, purple, kind of like that cycle. The cycle of like purple and green all the time. So yeah, the whole lighting is very ill, like super ewing, and there will be time when the place is like full red. Yeah, it's very creepy. So yeah, I actually went there. So shit, it's not an experience you want to see again. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Teammate number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Your last sentence just kind of threw me off guard, Sajwan. You said that's all you went there. I guess for most of my mind, I thought that D6 was kind of like a metaphor to explain the process of the 9-star theory. It's actually another dimension. Maybe you could give me a grasp on that, because I mean, I guess that might be difficult, because that's like asking someone who has never been alive to explain to you how it is to be alive. So I guess that's kind of stupid. But changing gears, you mentioned hell as well. Our hell is kind of like multifaceted. It's kind of like a big room, because I remember you said that that is where some of the souls will be recommending for to be accepted. They would be informed that they're going through a process to help remove a lot of the issues that that has been challenging them. So they're kind of like going into a program, like a rehab program that they're aware of, like you're going into rehab, 90 a 90 step or a 20 step, whatever it may be. But then you also mentioned that it's like a multifaceted room where you could throw your enemies in there and they don't know what's going on. So my mind, how I'm conceptualizing it, it's like a big room where, kind of like the Matrix, where they had this big white room where all the guns just appear. So any type of shape or form or function or building that you need could appear in that room. Is that close to how it is? Back to you, Tanya, at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Wait, I think I missed something. Are you talking about the D9 world or the hell, or what are you talking about?
Oh no, I just mentioned like two points there. I was mentioning that the D6 will, in my mind, I thought it was kind of like a metaphor to explain the 9-star theory, but then at the end of your turn on the net just now, you said that you went there, and I was like, oh wait, crap, it's an actual real place. And then I was trying to get a mental grasp of it, but then I realized that's kind of futile, because it's kind of like asking someone to explain how it is to be alive when they've never been alive. And then I went on to comment on the hell, like our hell, that the souls that we would be recommending for to be ordained, I believe it's called, for like the soul months, they would be given the information prior to going in, like, yo, you're going into a rehab center. It's like a 12-step rehab center where you're going to get rid of a lot of the issues that you've been fighting with in life, and you'll get a chance to go to somewhere else that's better than being enslaved by an ego. But then you also mentioned that the hell itself has many different purposes, like it could help people, but it could also be used as a place to torture some of your enemies. It's just they don't know what's going on, but the people who we would be inviting in to be ordained, they would be informed ahead of time. So it's like a big room that has different purposes. I'm trying to get a mental grasp of it. Back to you, tenure number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Yeah, first of all, of course it's real. What are you talking about? Like, there are ye gods and stuff in other dimensions, right? Then there are ghosts and stuff in other dimensions. And of course, when you die, you do go to those dimensions, and it's like a real place. It was always real. I never say that the 9 star is just a metaphor. There are real places out there, and I have been there. So it is real as steel. So yeah, I don't just tell you things because it's in the book, right? So anyway, the hell is a place that is created by us, and it is in the D7 zone, so it's below the court. The religious court is in D6, so it's like in the outer space, high above the cloud. Like you have to take a rocket to go there, like that kind of distance. And the hell is below it. It's closer to the cloud level, so that's the D7 zone. And if you do enter the hell, it's like we have our own facilities. It's not a room. It's like a whole country, like a big area. And there's like different facilities inside, and you'll be guided to different places to go through what you have to go through. And then yeah, it's kind of like a rehab in a way, but it's more like a simulation. You go in and you go through stuff, and when you pass everything, then you're done, and you can go into the court to begin your new life. So yeah. Anyway, OT already. Whew, such a juicy one. Okay, it is now 5:48 p.m. We have to end the net here. Too bad, time is limited. So 73 to all, and we'll see you back online and the net tonight. This is TY9YUE is clear.
To unit number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, Glen.